Going on, everybody? Um, I know it's probably bad form to kind of read from. It's not really a script. It's just an article that I wrote. Um, it's either I read it or you do, and let's be real. I know it's probably more likely. So, just wanted to make sure everybody was up to date on everything that's going on right now, because people don't really have a lot of time. With the government-controlled media catalyzing and capitalizes off the latest in a succession of sensationalized conjecture. Uh, we struggle to discover the underlying truth through alternative media. And that's one of the great things about a free society. We get to choose which free press that we buy our news from. Most of the time, we don't have to pay for it. I mean, unless you don't want ads, right? We don't have to accept what the mainstream media says anymore. TV, radio. Those media sources are. This is what wealthy landowners and the government want you to see. I mean, there's entirely new sources established by entirely new wealthy landowners. I mean, we can feel like we are wise getting our news from underground, majority owned, publicly traded truth based platforms that a government can't manipulate, like YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, or Google. I mean, only the organizations themselves can manipulate the content, right? And that's better. After all, unlike the corrupt politicians, these organizations, they don't bow to the almighty dollar. They don't serve the existing military industrial complex. They've created their own money, and likely just use that to buy the existing military industrial complex with all the money that they create, right? I mean, with the internet, we can look up scientific peer reviewed research in minutes or even seconds. I mean, but who wants to read some boring research article that summarizes the experiment findings in one or two paragraphs? I mean, nerds, right? I'll get my information from the guy on YouTube that made me chuckle that one time. I forget his name, but he thinks he's like me. Which means I can't be wrong. We don't have to accept what so-called experts say. We can watch videos created by regular people. I mean, they're not driven by greed or desire to get followers or anything superficial. Not the ones I watch, at least. I do my research. If someone on a video clip says something I disagree with, and click, bye-bye. I mean, hell, it's like everything I think is exactly what I hear now. I'm so in tune with the universe, I should make my own channel. What do you think? I mean, when you hear your beliefs out of a stranger's voice on YouTube, I mean, that's when you know you can't be wrong. I mean, these people are telling it like it is. And it's a good thing that people out there doing it, because, most of us don't have time to dig into an issue and check the research on it. It's not like we have the entirety of human knowledge in the palm of our hand. We're not wizards. I mean, we need our facts fast and easy, and it better not be fucking lame either, because I don't watch no boring shit, right? And with all the news sources out there, you don't even need to choose to watch any of it. I mean, you'll hear it all anyway. I mean, conversations at work, at home, with neighbors, friends, in line at a convenience store. It's a great time saver. In fact, I haven't watched anything political or news related in years, but I still know what's going on in the world. I mean, what a great time to be alive. It's like the news gets reported directly into your memory, and you don't even know what's happening. I'll prove it. Check it out. I can tell you exactly what's going on in the world, all of it. There's drones, there's aliens, there's the end of the world, Trump, and there's she-men and he-hers, and the Satan worshippers, and then fire and brimstone preachers, libtards and redneck hillbillies, Chinese and Russians, and the quantum simulation, and the Earth-near objects, and global warming, and active shooters. There's a new iPhone and 5G, and then there's World War III, the Holy Trinity, and hurricanes and new strains and variations and bird migrations, and the automatons and the Decepticons and earthquakes and health shakes and the volcanic eruptions and worldwide corruption and solar flares and polar bears and woke culture and social vultures and women acting like men and men aren't masculine, so the sexes just can't be friends. But everybody's looking for their one true love and saving the planet below while looking above. Buying electric self-driving cars, and what exactly are the stars? And the cost of living and the sins are forgiven, but the signs of the times we live in, like our failing health and divided wealth and immigrants and sycophants and hypocrisy and the rising still, there's still no cure for anxiety. But there's a spiritual enema made of DMT. It was DMT laced matcha tea, or maybe it was mushroom infused lactose free coffee. Let me check my phone and see. And I know what you're thinking. It's amazing, right? With no direct desire or engagement, I know it all. The only way I can describe it is like, I just know. It's like spiritual oneness, or maybe it might be quantum absorption. I don't know. It's difficult to wrap our minds around things like quantum physics, alien and artificial intelligence, government conspiracies, and cover ups. existential threats by foreign superpower. Yeah, there's multiple of those, right? And still find time for endless pursuit of financial security, quality time with loved ones, quality time with ourselves, or any semblance of a quality of life. Despite our nation's wealth, scientific advancements, outlandish military force, and proclaimed supremacy, many of us find our time consumed almost completely by attempting to earn enough money to secure our right to property, which is something that is owned, that cannot be taken away except by force or theft, maintain our legal obligations and tax payments to secure our right to freedom, which is the ability to act upon one's own will without the threat of bond or imprisonment, learn the latest threats and how we can avoid them so that we can secure our right to security, caring for our ailing loved ones, trying to get insurance to cover their expensive medication. That only helps a little bit, causing them to break out in a rash, but it's not the medication. I mean, they've got an allergy. And then we got to get up to date on the latest updates for tech and enjoy the convenience of our amazing scientific advancements, which, you know, we can enjoy once we get past proving to robots that we're human. Come to think of it, I think I can get a new phone right now. I mean, what a great country. Figure out who's guiding us on our endless pursuit of happiness, and hoping that if and when we ever do arrive, that happiness is as patient waiting for us as we have been trying to achieve it. I mean, we know all the unwritten rules, the hard truths of life. Freedom isn't free, life isn't fair, respect is earned, trust no one, stand for something or fall for anything. If you don't vote, I don't want to hear you complaining, cry me a river. Trump will bottle it up and sell it with his face on it. If you voted for Trump, you must be a generalizing, stereotyping, racist misogynist. You're the reason the world is the way it is, and if you didn't vote, you're part of the problem, not the solution. If you don't like it here, then move somewhere else. I mean, love it or leave it. You got it so good you don't even know. I heard Japan's moving to a 4-day work week because they don't have enough time for the family. I mean, no wonder we beat them in World War II. It's a good thing we won that war because we'd be under a tyrannical government right now that didn't serve the people at all. I mean, after all, our voice doesn't matter. Your vote counts. God loves you, Jesus or hell, okay? Terrorism is when fear is used to rule over people, and I heard that our government said that the worst atrocities you can imagine could happen at any second. So don't talk to strangers. Love thy neighbor as thyself. The internet's nothing but misinformation and scammers. Did you see the video on Facebook about it? Sex is a sin. Be fruitful and multiply. All guys care about is hooking up. Do my boobs look good in this shirt? Women only like guys with money, unless you made it with blockchain playing Roblox. Chivalry is dead. And that guy always going out of the way to do things for me, it's really creeping me out. Christians are so closed-minded. Science is the only thing that can possibly be true. I'm awakened spiritually, and your negative ideas are really clouding my chakra. Do we always have to talk about how bad the world is? You can't change it. I mean, people don't take any responsibility. They're a mindless mob, and if you can't beat them, then join them.